Hey kids, it's me, your friendly Code Rush host here. How you doing? Good? Hope you're good. Rory, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, my friend. Not bad at all.
Yeah? How are you doing, Fred?
Yeah.
Fred? Fred's not answering that question. Fine. Fine. Oh, Fred's good.
There he is. Fred's catching up.
I don't know. Sometimes that can happen. Today we're going to continue our delving into TaleSpire. We worked on this like, what, a week ago, I think? And then, everything else happened. I will say this, though, Rory. We are building a very, very cool extension for VS Code.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are. And it is, we're porting over the, essentially the Code Rush templates over.
Ooh.
And
That's a biggie.
yeah, and already in ways it's better than what Code Rush offers inside of TypeScript in Visual Studio.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, in a few ways it's like better, and I'm like, oh, now we got a deficit over here on the other side. We got to go fix it over here, right? So we're kind of doing that a little bit. But I was watching some tech demo videos this morning that the team had made of just some recent requests, made actually by Michael Jolly, of all people, who's been taking a look at it. And I was watching
Excellent.
it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, guys, this is so cool!" So, so anyway, that's coming out soon. We're working on that. I feel pretty excited about that. Pudding.
A whole bunch about, Copperbeardy either. Fred's not responding.
Well, Fred did
Intros
respond.
are not responding.
You know what?
Well, he responded to you.
I'm restarting some
but
stuff.
he didn't
No.
have some speech.
Sorry, guys. You know what? You know what's on my mind? A whole bunch of other things is on my mind, and so I'm like, I'm maintaining all those, and you know what's not on my mind? You guys. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to do this. We're going to restart some of those pieces that apparently weren't there for us. Make sure that's all working. I might have to refresh. Well, this is really interesting. I'm clicking on OBS, but it's not coming to the foreground. Now it just did. That was surprising. I'm thinking I'm going to restart the overlays as well. I think the overlays are going to need a little nudging here to get up to speed. Oh! Before I could even flip that one, Copperbeardy's here. I watered the plants this morning. Karen's not here. People from Dev Express are texting me right now. We're negotiating amount of time for me to get a new video in with some last minute changes. And their first bid was, you can get it to me in 3 hours. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. And now they're like, 5 hours? I'm like, yeah, maybe. We will see. I'm writing in there
See,
now.
for anyone else, bidding like that is like each party just, slips a little bit and then they meet in the middle. Debating with Mark is like, no, I can't do it.
Well, you know why? And
no.
And here comes Judson. You want to know why that is, Rory?
And that might be at least partially down to this show.
Well, no, it's autism, and it's the way I negotiate. And my wife hates me for this, but I always start out with, this is my opening offer in a negotiation. The most I can give is X.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. That doesn't always work out well for me. You know what I'm saying?
I can believe that. Yeah.
It doesn't always work out well. In fact, most of the time it probably doesn't work out well. But I'm always like, well, the least I could take or the least I could accept is this. Because I just figure we might as well, reveal that to each other. And then after that's revealed, we can, then, take the middle. But nobody ever does that. Nobody ever reveals their side. So anyway, that's just me. All right, sorry. I just refreshed the Code Rush stream there. Let's see if we can get the music going again. And that looks like it's working. You got drones flying.
I got drones.
Can I refresh? Wow. I can't. Now I got to because I restarted those. I got to restart this. And you know what? I'm going to restart.
We have yet to automate the universe. It's not quite done yet.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that I've got to do things in OBS code, I could actually, now that I think about it, I could turn off their visibility for the, because one of the things I have to do is individually turn off the visibility of each overlay to encourage it to refresh itself.
Yeah.
What I could do instead is have a program do that. So I could actually automate that piece, because I was always thinking that piece had to happen in between. Let's see. I think I hit the right button. I think it's starting up. It just takes a while to start up because it's loading all of the data from the Excel spreadsheet. All right, it's up. And now it's refreshed. And now we're in business.
Woohoo!
All right, so we're kind of hacking into TaleSpire today, kids.
Yeah.
We're going to do some stuff that's maybe not so exciting, and maybe some stuff that's terrifying. That's what.
So it's somewhere between completely boring and edge of your
Absolutely
seat
terrifying.
gripping.
It's essentially this show. We're doing this show today.
So that's a fair definition.
That's right. That's all we do. It's like, oh my God, Mark, could you spend any more time nudging pixels, and adjusting, saturation? And then all of a sudden, holy cow, what's he doing? It's exploding or something like that. I don't know.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, we are kind of hacked into, we're using the Bepanix plugin architecture framework to hack into TaleSpire. And we're also using a decompile of pieces of it so we can get into things and mess with things that we want to mess with.
Yep.
I'm going to start TaleSpire locally. I'm going to show you what I worked on. I think it was
just to double check, Mark, you have not updated TaleSpire since the time you got this working.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look at me.
I'm looking at here
right
on my
now.
list at patch 4, 5, and 6.
I'm playing on the edge. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they break any of their code. I don't think they are. Look, they're small teams, like 4 devs, something like that.
Yeah.
And the chances that they're going to radically break between each of these patches, the pieces that we happen to select and rely on, I'm going to bet are low. So you always see me doing this. I'm rolling the dice, I'm gambling, I'm right on the edge. This is where I think we are. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. Sometimes we look down in the chasm.
Keep you away from Vegas.
In sadness. Speaking of Vegas, I was like, I'm going to buy some Dogecoin this morning. I go, I can't do it from my regular app. It's not allowing me to buy Dogecoin yet. So I install Robinhood, and I go, transfer, a bunch of cash over to Robinhood so I can go buy it. And they're like, sorry, you can't buy it in the state you live in or whatever. Now, what is going on here?
This is a much smaller screen than I'm used to seeing
here. And there's no, look at that.
They're just defaulting to a low res just in case.
Why would you do that to me? Don't ever do that to me again. Yeah, and I've got some display settings. One of the options I did, UI experimental, is I cranked that down, at least on the other machine, down to 75%. That's what I did there. So, just because I want to get as much UI out of the way. Now, somewhere in here, I've got a shortcut. Toggling the flashlight. It's GM only. Let's go and let's load up the game.
So when last we played in this space, there was a good deal of success, I think, with getting the varying characters on our 2D screen to announce their location within the 3D world.
Yes. In fact, now I was looking also, I was working with my son on this last night as well. So last night I actually did a little bit of work on this. And let's see if I can find it. There it is. Right there. I'm opening up VS Code. Opening up a file that is distributed with TaleSpire called index.json. And don't show that again. And one of the things that is remarkable is that this ID right here. Here, let's do this. Let me show you a better way of doing this. Let's go into our data, player data, and we added a field here called TaleSpire ID. So
that's right. Yes.
Let's go grab this one right here. That's my character's TaleSpire ID. If we go in here, the instructions for replacing your character are, there it is. Well, first of all, it's there.
And so that's you.
That's me. Right
Merkin be human bard, at least according to the internals of the system.
Right, and to replace it with another asset, I need these two pieces of information, 1 and 2. Well, after I realized and read that I needed those, I added those now for each of the characters.
Fair enough.
We're going to replace all of those. That's not something I'm going to do on this show because I think it's more spending time in Unity and assets and stuff like this. I want to spend more time coding. So we're not going to do that here, but I added them there. And the cool piece that I love is when that character ID that we were getting back from the API, this one, is the same as the one inside of here for that, human bard character. To which point I am like incredibly gleeful last night, and my son's like, it's just a number, Dad. And I'm like, you don't understand. Now,
yes, but our interpretation of the number was correct.
Right. Now, I should also tell you, it is Bachelor Week over here in Costa Rica. Karen has taken my daughter over to the States, and so Campbell and I are all alone.
Living the high life.
Living the high life. The patriarchy has been reborn, until Mom comes home. So
yeah, absolutely.
So at any rate, we were like, boom, we got this. Yeah, Bachelor Week. So guys' night. Yeah, I know. So anyway, just like something I've never done. So anyway, last night after Campbell goes to bed, though, I came back in here. One of the things I want to do is I want to be able to point at something and say, inside TaleSpire, and say, that's my target.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. Now, there's, let me show you something that TaleSpire has.
This is where you were talking about the flashlight facility, which you believe was certainly the ability of a dungeon master, at the very least, to point and use this, you're positioning it in the 3D world.
Yeah.
So if you leave it at a point, one could reasonably assume we could then ask, where is the flashlight?
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So the idea is we've got like something over here, and the character comes in, whoops, not there. The character comes in and says, hey, I want to point around here. Hold on, let me zoom in and get back a little bit. There we go. So I want to point, and this is where I want to cast my spell. That's kind of what we're looking at here. What is going on right there? That is such a weird... See how the light's split in half a little bit? That's weird.
There's something in the way of it, like a 2D UI piece.
It's the center of the screen or something is what I think it is.
But it's a rectangle. It's not just the visible point. It's like a zone of, I don't know, weirdness.
Yeah. Zone of weirdness. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, now... So I was thinking, let's use the flashlight because that's a cool pointing device. So I wrote some code last night to track the flashlight, and I was excited that it actually was not hard to use. Let's come back over here. Let's reload the TaleSpire project. This is unloaded. You can't quite see it. It's right behind Fred. Maybe trust me on this one right here. But based on
I see some files. It looks all right.
Reload prep. I'm going to say reload it. So now we're going to reload it. And browser up here. So now we've got this up here, and I think I got it a class called TaleSpire Helper, and get flashlight position. And so basically, we're coming in here. We've got get flashlight field info. This is basically it using basically a decompile of the Bouncy Rock DLLs. I found local client. I found it had a field called flashlight. It was static and non-public. So local client, I presume, is my version, my connection to my local instance of TaleSpire.
Yes.
I get the field I'm returning. So get flashlight field is here. I've got one that returns a string, another one that returns an actual position as a vector 3. They're kind of similar structurally, but because this one is very, I just had problems trying to consolidate the code further. At any rate, we get that field info. Then we call get flashlight on it. And get flashlight basically says, hey, let's call get value on it and check to see if it's a flashlight.
Yep.
If it is, we're going to set it here. In fact, gosh, I should just, while I'm here, I should just... Yeah, I don't... Should I just return null? Otherwise, this is like seemingly overly complex. I'm going to change this. It's not going to return.
So you're either going to return a flashlight or nothing.
Yeah. So we're going to say return this here. It's better. and here's going to return null. I like that
My
better.
rule of thumb is if you can avoid out parameters, do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. So now I'm going to say flashlight is equal to get flashlight. Like that. And then I'm going to say, hey, you know what? If flashlight is null, I'm going to return this off. I can't, if I don't have a flashlight, that means it's off.
Yep.
And then we're going to say here, we got to change and fix this. Same thing. Flashlight is equal to, I found a bug in Visual Studio last night too. And I reported it because, you know, I'm a good guy.
You're helpful like that.
I'm helpful like that. And I reported it with shame, Visual Studio team. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. That is equal, if flashlight's equal to null, then we're going to return negative infinity. So the position is always negative infinity if it's off or we can't find it. Okay, so there we go. Code's a little bit better there. What do we got? Still running. TaleSpire is still running. All right, let's go look at what I added so you can see that. Uh-oh, where is it? Oh, here it is right here. Okay. One of my options is track flashlight. And now, do I have to make this, I might have to kind of do this partial screen here. There we go. Now you can see it updating over there on the side.
Oh, yeah.
See it? And
well, that's really useful.
Yeah. What's cool about it is watch how it jumps height. Right here, that the Y position, see it go from 40 down to like 0 when I'm down over here. It's the position of, it's beautifully implemented. Well, frequently as I go in here, I think, oh, good job, TaleSpire devs. They've made things easier for them to work with it. So therefore, it's easier for me. So not bad. However, my role is GM. You can kind of see here right between the coins. That's my role. I can change it to player. And if I change it to player, well, wait. Why do I still have this? Hold on. Let me hit I again to get rid of it. That's my shortcut I added. I can do it as a player? Is that really true, or is it just because I'm the GM? Well, that's actually super cool. So now, here's what this allows me to do. Look, because I've been thinking about a lot of different ways to do it. I really wanted the player to be able to say, here's where I want to do it. But I was under the impression the player could not turn on their flashlight. I have a feeling I can only do it because I'm also the GM. It's the only, that's what's going on here. That the other players won't be able to do it. Do you have TaleSpire installed, by the way, Rory?
I was just reaching for pressing the update button, which was pretty quick.
Don't do that. Don't, for goodness sakes, Rory.
It's running. I don't know what it's going to do to our Skype, but we'll see.
So, also there you can see it goes over here on the side where we're tracking this. Let's move this here, move that a little bit more like that. You can see it says it's off right there. Hit I to turn it on. There you can see the position. So cool. We can track. What's cool about this is now I can play as the player, which means I have the player view, not the GM view, which is what I want, but I can also target. Now what that also means is if somebody else joins the game, they can bring up the measuring tool, right? In the measuring tool, they can go in and they can, for example, say, I want the spell to hit here, right?
Yep.
And then what I can do is take my flashlight and say, you mean there? And when they say yes, I can hit what I want to do is hit a button on the Stream Deck. The button grabs the position and assigns it as the next targetable location for the next spell or attack or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Take a deep breath, everybody. Next, let's go look at my Stream Deck buttons. Let's go into Stream Deck here. Let's jump up to Merkin Spells Fireball. Each creature within a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a dexterity saving throw. So I need to select a point. It's got 20 feet radius, right? So that's kind of what I have to do as well. So kind of what I need to do, well, first of all, let's just say I love this thing. Isn't that thing gorgeous? This kind of, I'm going to roll that spell. Get you guys rolling here. Is this round kind of
The sphere.
the sphere.
29 fire damage.
Isn't the UI on this like really nice?
It is nice.
I really
mean,
like
it does entirely exemplify the shell, as it were, of the sphere. So it's not filled. It's very force field like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, look at this. Look at the connector string as I move it around. Look at how it trails. Isn't that nicely done?
Slightly laggy in the art. That's lovely.
No, I love it. It's really this. In general, it's all really well done. Well, what I'm thinking is, guess what? I want to do. Mark wants to borrow this material, and I want to put it on my own sphere. So if I'm targeting, C-Films is out there. Hey, C-Films. How are you doing? C-Films says bonjour, bonjour. Okay, so if I'm targeting something that's 20 feet, why not just have a sphere be out there at 20 feet? Maybe a little less opaque than this. I don't know, it's kind of cool. And as I move it around, we see the sphere move with it. Maybe. Okay. You may be looking at this button over here on the left. Oh wait, you can't see it. Because, let's hide the scroll. You may be looking over this button on the left that says boom. Like
Okay.
You may be wondering about that.
A subtle clue to its purpose.
I just wanted I want to point it out. I'm not going to hit that yet. I'll hit that maybe a little later. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to do. I want to say, okay, here's the area. Now that I know the area, I need to then get all the targets in that range. So I kind of, that's kind of where I want to go with this today.
Okay.
I think I'm going to just minimize these for now.
If it should happen to be useful at any point, I do apparently have a running copy of TaleSpire on my machine here.
Oh, do this. Go into player mode only, if you can.
See, I've never used this before, so I've currently got a screen that details campaigns.
Wait, let me add you my campaign. That's even better. Let's do that. Okay. So let's see here. Let's change my role back to GM. And it's occurring to me that I got to do this in a way that I don't add everybody who's watching to the campaign. Let me just drag this down over here a moment. Players, generate invite code.
This part of the show completely unrehearsed, like every other part of the show.
Now, how do I get it to you without it ever showing up anywhere else? Like nobody.
Is this a link I follow, or
well, it is
because we've got a Skype chat,
right? But I've copied it to the clipboard, which means I must never ever paste it into the clipboard. Okay. I must never bring up my clipboard history.
Well, yeah, careful with that.
So my clipboard history.
I've got a sequence of characters. Now the question is, where do I put those?
It's in the end. You're going to go into a join game kind of option. Is where you're going to go.
Okay, I see a plus join. Oh, do I have to put that? Oh, I put it in the box first. Okay, didn't realize.
Yeah.
Now joining.
I had the same UI issue right there. Yeah. So
I was going to push it and then expect a box to accept the code.
That's kind of where I was too with that. And so anyway, Roy should be joining us in a minute. And oh, there you are. You're in. Roy Becker's in. Let me throw a character down here so you can control it.
Not well. I may be in, but I see not the play space.
All right, I'll get you there in a second. Let me grab.
Okay.
Let's grab this guy right here. Boom. You get micro, and let's see. GM tools, player permission. Roy Becker. There you go.
Ooh.
You got him.
Wow. I am in. I can see. Can I?
There you go. Roy's moving.
Look
micro.
at this.
Where are you moving him to? I can't see anymore. All right, there's micro. So he's moving around. This, by the way, is a very high level. It's one of the tallest levels I think you can make in TaleSpire. I'm right up against TaleSpire. I'm right up against the ceiling. So, you might have some trouble watching or viewing. By the way, this white thing right here, this white bar, determines your camera height. So you can move that up and down. If you're having trouble seeing things, move it all the way up to the top, so you can see.
Oh, hang on, I'm not moving the white one. I was moving. I see. Yes, the camera is the white one, and there's a sort of greeny yellow one, which is the layer I'm looking at by the look of it.
Yeah. Exactly. So
okay.
You can kind of tear things
this
away.
is kind of fun. Yeah. Of course, now I've completely lost where I'm supposed to be.
Let's see. Oh, you know what I can do? I think I've got a summon, get you on the view kind of thing. There's a way to get you to look over at my view.
It's a very useful
I think I do
facility.
cutscene mode, and it says cutscene. I thought where's my? I'm on GM. Why can't I create a cutscene here? Do I need something special? No. Do I have to turn off my flashlight?
Yeah, I think what I've accidentally done is caused the central tower to. Maybe not.
Where is it? Is it here? I totally forget how to take a picture. Place marker block. Is that going to help me at all? I don't think so.
See, well, the layout appears to be 5 towers, one in the center. The one in the center that I'm viewing is very much taller than the others.
Yeah.
And I cannot go to the full height of said tower.
You can't look at it? All right, I'm going to move your
Well,
guy.
I'm looking at it, but
I'm going to move your guy over to the tower that's far west. Trying to get there so I can drop him on it. There it is right there. Okay. Just dropped him on the west
it's
tower.
like there's a fixed height to my camera, a max height.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now I see the grab shot option. Hold on. Why didn't I see that before? Okay, hold on. Let me come in here. Grab the shot. Move shots to block. There we go.
Okay.
Got the shots in the block. Grab the shot. Okay. Now I should be able to send shot to players. Try that. And does that bring you over
Yes,
here?
that works perfectly. As it happens, I'd navigated over, but that gave me the exact angle and position that I saw in your view as well.
Perfect. Okay, great. That's what I wanted to do. Let's save and close. Okay. So now you can move your guy around, right?
Cool.
Let's drop my guy on here.
Actually, I suddenly do not have any actual controls.
Okay, let me hold on a second. Let's go try again.
It's like
tool.
we're in a fixed kind of...
It says you're there. It says you've got permission on him to move him.
I can't change the angle or anything right now. This is interesting.
Oh, I wonder if it's because I'm in... Let's change to exploration mode. Does that change it for you?
Hang on. Yes, I am now back and in control of my view.
I did not know that. Okay, that's crazy.
There you go.
Okay, so cutscene. So that is cutscene mode. Okay, did not know that. Now we know it. All right, I've just lost your view again, and then okay, now we're back into explore mode. Okay, got it. Important.
Now,
good to
we're in
know.
explore mode. Have I changed location? Because although I see a tower and they all look very similar to each other, my character's not visible on my screen.
You must have gone back to where you are. I think there's a summon kind of thing to pull characters here. I thought that was part of this, but no, it's just send shot to players now.
Now I'm locked. No, it's interesting. I am locked on exactly what you told me to be locked on, but there was no character present in my view.
And is there one now or no?
See, I've got this micro character portrait in the upper left,
Yep.
and whenever I click him,
Yeah.
it takes me to a specific location,
Yeah.
as if bringing me to the character.
Right.
But he's not there.
That's
He's
it.
missing from my view for some reason. So I suspect I'm in the right location, but there's an inconsistency now about how it's being presented to me.
Right from marker. Fetch all players. Players are being summoned. I just did a thing to fetch you to the marker. Do you see
Okay,
anything?
well.
Fetch all players?
No, I turn to my right and I see the barbarian-esque character on the other tower.
Yes.
Yep. So we're on the same tower.
Why
that
don't
is
you
to
go
say
to
our
that
views are-
tower?
Okay.
Go to that tower.
Oh, and now I see micro that you have deposited.
I wonder if you were over on this side over here. I wonder if you're over that one over there. Okay, interesting. All right. So now, you've got
Welcome to
micro.
Two Old Guys Play with Dungeons and Dragons software.
Don't let anybody know we're old. Can you move micro around? There you
Yes.
go. Cool. You got full control. I love it. He even gives a little thud when he lands.
And it's quite good. You can use the arrow keys as well, which makes it a bit more natural, or at least as natural as it could be for,
That's cool.
guy glued to a tile.
All right, cool. All right, so let's drop my character down on this. My character is that guy right there. And I keep wanting to hit escape to get rid of those guys. And there's my guy right there. And so what I essentially what I do is I want to be able to say, okay, I'm going to throw a fireball right, whatever here, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And so to do that, let's look at what is it going to look like. If we do this, if I hit that, is it going to start my targeting? I kind of feel like it is. I kind of feel like this action will turn on my flashlight and attach to the flashlight a sphere that moves with the flashlight.
Oh, that would be good.
And the sphere is exactly 20 feet in radius. That's what I think. C-Film's asking anything new with us. Yeah, it's Bachelor Week here in Costa Rica. The ladies are gone. The patriarchy is back, guys. It's back. What? All right. So that's kind of what I think happens. We initiate this. Let's go. Let's bring up our killer specking app that we always use. It's known as PowerPoint here. The killer specking app. Let's talk about this for a second. Fireball. I think when the shortcut is activated, on my machine, or the TS machine next to me, one or two, whichever's running TaleSpire, activate the flashlight, and attach a 20-foot sphere to it.
So this is essentially equivalent to like a cast spell or an attack command, and you're planning the location for the sort of point of attack, but the sphere is going to show a sort of an area of an effect.
Yeah.
For when that actually does occur.
Warn if any attempt to roll dice before target set. Then we're going to hit a Stream Deck button to set the target. We're going to repeat if the spell shortcut is reactivated. And then something else. Something else goes here, I think. So let's look at the spell. Roy's, moving his. You want to look over? This is what Roy's doing. That's Roy right there.
I'm quite impressed. I mean, I know internet is fast, but we are distant, and
we're very distant.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not in the States. I'm in Costa Rica. That's like, and it's feeling pretty responsive to you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's obviously moving my character locally immediately, and then whatever signal is being sent to yourself. So,
But then my signal sent back to you through Skype, right?
Yeah.
And
that's true. So whatever I'm seeing is actually only delayed by about half of what I'm seeing, and it actually looks decent anyway. There's maybe. So when I move my character, he gets up and he lands. Well, when he lands on my screen, having finished, he starts on what you're sending back to me. So up, down, up, down.
Nice.
Is kind of what I'm seeing,
that's
and
awesome.
That's the sort of speed it's going at. It's really quite good.
Oh, I'll take it. I like it. That's nice. Okay, good.
Sorry, complete distraction with the new toy.
That's all right. Something happens here, and I said I want to bring up let's go bring up the spell data. Let's look at Fireball. I think we need a new event here. Is what I'm moving towards here. Fireball, because we haven't done delayed blast fireball, firebolt, fireball right there. This is 40-foot sphere, but I'm pretty sure I'm not marking my sphere with. I think somewhere in there I say sphere dimensions are in. Come on, is it here? There's a lot of text in this comment. Oops. All right, let's copy that. Let's go paste it into get a quick notepad up here. See what the heck I've written. Do I have the word sphere in here? Yeah, well, cylinder dimensions are diameter. I'm pretty sure sphere dimensions are also diameter. That's why this says 40 feet right here instead of 20 feet, which is what it's there. So this is the diameter. In fact, we're just going to decide that right now. But that's what I intended and what I meant when I wrote this. Sphere dimensions. Are the diameter. Okay, that's what I want. Save it. Okay. All right, so back to fireball. Fireball's target is a 40-foot sphere. Target type has nothing inside it, which means it can be friend or foe.
Yes.
These two pieces could potentially be everything we need to just target everybody in that space. I'm almost thinking now that's the case.
I think that probably is, actually,
these two pieces of data are all we need to be able to say, okay, it also tells us what shape the target should be, right?
Yep.
Versus some other kind of, like a cone. Cone's a little tricky. Cone is one of the things, now here's the other thing too. And I'm like, let's see, let's go to the cone type right here. I thought this UI was pretty impressive.
Ooh.
Right, for this right here. So it's one click to here, one click to here, and then another one to here to change.
Oh, very nice.
Right. So I think, okay, that's not bad. The problem is how do I get this data? How do I get that data is my problem. And I don't know is the answer. I looked.
Yeah.
And I did not see it. So cones, spells that use cones, there are not a lot of them, but we'll figure this out near the end. But everything else has a center point. So everything else can use the flashlight piece. And everything else is aligned, in general, aligned from the top, is my understanding. So, yeah, I don't like how I can turn on... Go ahead.
Here's a question. If you start... I mean, obviously, whilst you're just moving the flashlight around, yes, you have a flashlight, and we can determine the coordinates of that. We've proven it. If you instigate something that has a cone or a sphere or something like that from this point, you lock the point in the center of what would be the sphere. That becomes your previous flashlight value. What I'm curious is, as you then move around, is that data being set or sent back? So now this moment here, you're moving. Is that coming through on the flashlight?
No. On the flashlight.
Well, if you ask, where is the flashlight now?
Yeah, no, I think it is. I think it totally is. Hold on, let's get the flashlight.
So if you know...
Let's move this a little bit off to the side. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So this
So
is
we
a
know
great
the
idea.
original point, and I know where you're moving to. We know the algorithm is sphere in this case. What we
Yeah.
need is a moment to do a capture, knowing that that is the start, and another moment to capture that you are in sort of radius mode. And then in the case of the cone, there's the how wide is the arc moments. There's 3 moments
Yeah.
that you want to capture. But you could, in theory, be pushing those buttons on the Stream Deck. Capture center, capture radius, capture arc, that kind of thing.
Yep, I'm kind of with you on that. So that's a really interesting idea, that I turn the flashlight on when I'm measuring to get that data as it's, moving, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, cool that I got the flashlight, that I can track the flashlight part at least. So I'm now thinking we don't need an event here, but I think that what happens in our spec is that we get we activate the flashlight here and attach, whatever, a 20-foot sphere to it. We set the targets accordingly based on these the target and target type fields of the spell.
So essentially, if target types, well, the sphere, should we say, then search all potential targets and compare their distance to the origin of the sphere, and anybody who's less than 20 feet is going to get some form of an effect.
Yeah.
That's
what I think. That's what I
Yeah.
think we're going to do. And then we just basically repeat this. Let's put these as sub-steps here. I guess this maybe is out like that. So when you spell start to act on my machine, activate the flashlight, attach the 21st, hit the Stream Deck button, and then turn off the flashlight. I don't know how to turn the flashlight on or off. We need to figure that out.
Yes.
Let's go find the flashlight. Here it is. So flashlight's easy to work with because, wait, is it flashlight? No, it's in local client. Flashlight's easy to work with because I've got this field that is always available to me, this static field. So now, how do we turn this guy on or off? That local client's got something. Toggle flashlight. Cool. So now that's cool. Because now what we can do over here in our TaleSpire helper is we can create a method, turn flashlight on, like that. And what we can do here is we can say get flashlight, like this, and declare local for that. And if it is, if it's null, then that means it's off. Then we can go into local client dot turn, what is it called? Toggle flashlight. Private. Okay. So then we're going to do, I think I want to have a, there may be an easier way to do this, but until I figure that out, I'm going to create a static class here called reflection helper. And I'm going to create a new method in here called call private method. And we're going to say, we're going to have the type coming in here. forget the syntax for this. Is it just TY PE type like that, and then method name, and then instance like that. And let's go in here, make that public. So then we'll come in here and we'll say, okay, reflection helper dot call private method, and the type is we're gonna say it is type of, and the local client method name is going to be toggle flashlight, I think is what it was. And also we should probably add parameters in there as well. Toggle flashlight with an uppercase L. And we're gonna pass in null. Okay? So
yep.
That I'm gonna extract its own method called toggle local flashlight. Yeah, maybe just toggle flashlight. Like that. Okay. What's wrong with my get flashlight call? I need a flashlight field info. All right, let's create an alternate overload of that. And I've got like kind of an abundance of error checking here because we're relying on not an API, but reflected information.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on there. Okay. So
and the other thing is we kind of expect this API over time to change under us. So we kind of want to be alerted at the earliest possible moment that one of our expectations did not pay off.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So there we go. Flashlight is there. And if it's null, it's off. And then now, why not do this? Flashlight is off. Flashlight is off.
Okay.
And then we're going to say return, whoops, set to null. Okay. Okay. And then here we're just going to say, hey, if flashlight is off, that's better.
That's good.
Turn flashlight on. Okay, good. Now we're going to duplicate this, turn flashlight off. Now we have pieces that are going to actually work for us, I think. And now that's going to be if flashlight is on, then toggle flashlight. And then flashlight is on is probably going to be, this is probably useful as public. And then we're going to say flashlight is on.
I love trash.
I love trash too.
I loves the smell of burning trash in, no, maybe not.
And there we go right there. So now we've got flashlight is off, flashlight is on, turn flashlight on, turn flashlight off. All of those. Okay, good.
Okay.
Call private method. We're not doing anything there yet. We need to do that. So what is it? It is type dot get method. The name is going to be method name. We'll figure out parameters in a second. Binding flags. Well, we need to figure out what those binding flags are. Let's create a new variable called binding flags. Let's say, hey, if instance equals null, we're going to say binding flags, I want to say or equals. Binding flags dot. What's happening here? everybody cool?
Slightly glitchy playfield there for a minute.
Yeah, it's like a little concerned. Binding flags.
Now you're looking for a private method, but there was just non-public.
Is there none here? Default, I guess. I'm worried about that. So if I'm sorry, yeah, I definitely need non. Yeah, so we know it's non. Oh yeah, you're right. That's what you're helping me here, aren't you? That's what you're trying to do.
Kind of. That's what I was sort of thinking, but I'm guessing that also includes like protected and internal and other variations.
Yeah, so we should rename this to non-public method.
That's a good solution. Let's change the definition of what we're trying to do to match what we're capable of doing.
Yeah,
I like that.
All right. Dropbox is on. Let's pause it till tomorrow. So when binding flags are here, I think they're not quite done yet. If instance equals null, then binding flags is equal to static. Otherwise, binding flags is equal to this or instance. Okay. There's my get method, my method info, like that, and then we're going to say, hey, if that's null, then we kind of got a problem. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do a system debugger break to get so we can discuss and figure out why we're in why we've got a problem here. Although that's not going to help us here.
We can't debug from within TaleSpire so far.
Yeah, we don't have really that way of doing that. So I'm going to do message box instead. Show, and I'm going to show the error message is what I'm going to do. So non-public method, let's put this thing in quotes. Not found in, and then we're going to say type dot name, find name, like that.
TaleSpire 7, where are you? We need your help.
Just in time.
Oh, alright. Here, right now.
Do you know if TaleSpire has a spectator mode?
Yeah.
So like anybody who has a copy can spectate and just be in the 3D world whilst you guys
Did you find
play
UI
the
for
game.
that?
I don't know, I'm just curious because there was this very, very... the corner of my brain I'm trying to ignore was wondering what would happen if someone managed to do drones in the 3D world. And you'd have to have that kind of thing just kind of not get in the way of the actual game. But
wait, you know what, Rory, I'm sorry.
Intros
I'm
and stuff.
Distracted by this guy, which is what
big old Mad Max style.
Janiscu 7's intro sounds like. That guitarist is out there. You know, this is like one of the most awesome ideas in the world, by the way. Anyway,
it's the end of the world, but that's what you need.
Yeah. Also, this guy,
Absolutely.
he just needs a little bit of work done. This guy's just
A bit here and there.
a little bit of
Little touch up.
Little touch
Yeah.
up. All right, sorry. I'm sorry. So I was all thinking about that. Can you say that one more time to me about spectator mode?
I saw Janesco 7 come in and I saw the drones on screen. I thought, you know what, we've augmented our 2D world. Wouldn't it be weird if we were able to do the same thing with the 3D world? Putting characters for people who came along in the chat room in the 3D world at some stage. The difficulty would be that you'd have to do it in a kind of a spectator way because you wouldn't really want them impacting the game that was going on.
Yes, I get that.
That's why I was asking about a spectator mode.
No, that's awesome. So how did you find out about spectator mode?
I'm just inventing the concept off the top of my head. I'm not even sure there is one. I was hypothesizing because normally, I guess you could have the expectation that people would sort of Twitch broadcast this, but I know there are some couch-based games where they're sort of trivia-based, and so what happens is you load them up on your computer, and then your friends and you who have phones and whatnot can tap in a code much the same as you gave me, and they can play these games on their phones, but they can have an audience of thousands, right? And those people can use the same app to just view a game in progress, and it's kind of a spectator mode. So I wondered, did TaleSpire have a similar kind of effect? That's that glitching UI again. You got a loose cable somewhere?
Hey. Sorry about that. So they actually have a spectator mode that they've been talking about doing, but they have not added yet.
Okay.
But notice the enum.
Yeah.
And somewhere in here in client mode, I should be able to come in here, analyze that, show me where it is. Get client mode.
Interesting.
Set local client mode.
Isn't it fun looking under the hood of the car?
That's in local client. That means, yeah, it's a little bit fun. I think we've got to finish this, but I think somewhere in here, I should be able to create a method. Really not. I'm about to refresh that baby in a second. What is going on?
That's strange.
Yeah, my machine's fine. I think this might be an OBS limitation. I'm going to go refresh the drone game. All right, be prepared for it. You're going to lose music for a second. See what goes on with that. Let's get the music on again. All right, so I can create a method in here called switch to spectator mode. Like that. We'll be able to go into local client, set local client mode dot spectator. So this is not supported yet. I know they were talking about it. This is my understanding. It's not supported yet. If I go into UI, there's no option to go into spectator mode. It's only player or GM. You can see this right there. But we can do that. Let's also, while we're at it, switch to player mode. And do that. And then let's add some buttons to our UI so we can do those things. Yeah, I'll just move boom up a little bit right here. You don't have to worry about that right now, anybody. Don't have to worry about what boom is going to do. Maybe I'll do it just before you leave. This is going to be... I'll put the two buttons side by side like this. Spectator and player. Like this. I guess I'll do this. It's so weird working in WinForms. I've been here like, what, 10 years ago? Maybe
yeah.
That's it. All right, so this is going to be Spectator. That guy. BTN, spectator mode, like that, and this one's going to be player. We'll see if we have any control over it and if it makes any change. Wouldn't that be cool? We might be the first people in the world to
that'd be cool.
Figure that out.
Very cool.
Spec and player. And now here we're going to say our TaleSpire helper, I think. TaleSpire helper dot switch to spectator mode, and this one's going to be switched to player mode. Okay, sweet. Let's go back and finish this up. It's like, what am I taking like forever to write this method, to call this method out here? So we get the method. If we have a problem, we do a message box and we're out. Otherwise, we're going to come in here and we're going to invoke the method. What is it? Invoke? It looks like it's invoke. Needs the object instance and the parameters. So the object
right, but we know that this is, well, it could be static, I guess. Oh no, we did that determination earlier, didn't we?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. So, and static methods just take null here. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to throw that up here. Parameters, what is it? It's an object array, right? I think.
Yeah, that would make sense.
think that's what it was. Is that right? It looks like it's happy. Yeah, object
Yep.
array. And I think I need another one of these without any parameters at all. That's going to call this one, and because I think we have to actually instantiate a new array of empty objects is what I think we have to do.
Right.
You say right, like I might be right. That's cool. Good.
I'm going to go with you on this. Yeah.
And then we're going to say
All I know is that I never recall the syntax, but please make me a new array that's empty of any kind
right. I'm
whatsoever.
just like enough of a C# programmer where I can now figure that out. Like, holy cow. Yeah, that's kind of like, I've always found that hard to be like,
It's
what?
just this blind spot. I never remember it.
Yeah.
However,
Okay.
I know how to stack overflow an empty array. There you go.
This also means that I could do this as well. This guy instance should be a null. Well, at least here, initialized to null. I can't really... Oh, you know what I could do is this. I could do this here and this here and kill this.
Oh, and conditionally.
Instantiate it, right? All I need is that right there and come down and say, hey, if my parameters are null. Because I think if they're null, we have problems. I think down below we get an exception, if I'm recalling correctly. Then we're going to say parameters is equal to, and can I paste that in? Sweet. Okay, so now we have call non-public method. Let's go move this out into its own file. Got it over there inside of our project. Right there, reflection helper, okay. So now we got that. I think we have the ability to turn the flashlight on, turn it off, no matter what. That means to test that though, we kind of need 2 more buttons. I kind of should test it rather than just accept that it's going to work. So now I want to have a, I think this wide right here. 2 buttons. On and off. F on, okay, and F off. I don't have a lot of space. It's a tool. I'm not like, you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Were you laughing because you were anticipating the second button name?
Maybe a little.
All right.
I saw the broad grin on your face.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so flashlight on. And this one's going to be button flashlight off. I created a tool a while back. I thought it was in Visual Studio. Maybe not. I don't remember. Maybe it was in an earlier. Was in Delphi, but it would do all of this. Yeah, it was Delphi. It would do all this stuff for you. It would do the naming. It would do everything. It would do tab order automatically. Looks like the event handlers are not where I want them to be. And that. Whoops.
Yeah, I think I've seen situations happen where the buttons get copied, and then when they're pasted, they're effectively pasted their previous handlers.
Yeah, I didn't see that with the other piece I did. I thought, but okay. At any rate, now we're going to go into TaleSpire helper dot flashlight, turn flashlight off. We're going to test that, and we'll test it along with toggle. Let's copy that. And do that. Let's shut down TaleSpire. We're going to test it, see how we're doing. So if that works, what we're about to test is whether or not this works.
Yeah.
That's what we're about to test. We should do this too. It's just now occurring to me. We should catch this in a try catch, and down in here we should do the same kind of. Hey, we had a problem.
Yeah.
Exception.
ex.message.
Calling method. Yeah, maybe just that. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you throw an exception, you crash TaleSpire. Fred said, I wish I could see the future like Roy does. Roy, please teach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not that good. You can get into a lot of trouble claiming you know the future.
All right, let's build this guy. That build process should copy it to multiple machines. Let's start up TaleSpire. TaleSpire is starting up on my second machine. Not responding. I can't quite drag it up yet. Yeah, that's kind of weird that their update said, hey, let's default to 640. I was like, that's a little worrisome to me. All right, here we are.
Do you know what's really impressive? Is that my copy of TaleSpire just entered a state of waiting for GM or DM or whatever, and now it's reconnected and I am back in and I've done nothing this whole time. It froze up whilst you were gone and it's just reconnected, quite happy because the campaign's restarted.
It's nice. Looks like the buttons are working. Looks like that.
It does.
That call is also working to that private method. Okay, good. Track flash.
So what happens if you enter Spectator mode then, given that it's not a supported option?
What if I accidentally clicked here? Okay, Spectator mode. It looks like it kind of changed. I can see Miles and Merkin. That means I can click on the characters and go to them. But I bet I can't move them. Oh no, I can move them. I can move them both. Well, that's because of maybe do I have to switch to player maybe? Let's switch to player for a second. Then let's hit Spectator again. And I can probably still move them. Yeah, I think I'm still the player. Yeah, I don't know.
So there you go. That's why it's not implemented, because it's no different, well, not much different, shall we say, to the...
What is interesting, though...
Not doing a lot of spectating, you can do too much.
Right, watch what happens when I click it, though. When I click it, it does kind of do this.
It does change the UI. There's an intent there, isn't there?
There is. There's definitely intent. Okay.
Something is being built.
Okay, let's go back to our specs. Keep us, on the... so activate the flashlight. We have code that can now do that. Attach a 20-foot sphere to it. That is going to be kind of interesting. We need to be able to remove that guy. Now I know a little bit about Unity. Coding Gorilla's out there. Hey, Coding Gorilla. Thanks for the help with the new object out there. I just saw that. Did I miss anything up there? Boom! Inquiring minds want to know, says Judson. Yeah. All right. So boom is, you know what? I'm just going to show it to you right now. I can't stop myself. Sometimes this happens on the show, where I say I promise I won't do it, but watch. Boom. So boom. Ooh. I was like, could I create a primitive of my own in here? Oh yeah. The only problem, though, is I can't, pretty sure I can't click or move this guy. Let's go into build mode. Let's see if I can move this guy. That would be even more exciting. What's happened here? Maybe I have to explicitly switch to GM. Maybe explicitly go to player, then GM. There we go. Now I can go to build mode. Can I? Nope, I can grab this.
Well, no, see, the thing is that the primitive you've got there, how does the system know whether it's supposed to be a character or a piece or just an atmospheric effect?
Yeah, no,
it's not really any of those things, is it? It has no behavior.
Yeah. The other problem is, look at this. I'm moving these guys around, and then I'm hitting undo. And guess what? Undo is not undoing those. That may
dear.
have something to do with what I did.
For what it's worth, there is no primitive in my copy. It's purely
totally
in
makes
yours.
Sense. Yeah, absolutely makes sense. Which is also cool from the standpoint of targeting, right? I can do something that doesn't impact anybody else. Plus, we were talking about adding our own spectator mode. Yeah. All right. We're back here, kids. Sorry about that. We lost connection over here. The network connection lost for a bit.
Better than power going.
Yeah. What's funny is I didn't realize I'd lost connection, and I was continuing to do the show in my head. And I was talking about, oh my gosh, Boom really took it down. I thought all of the things that we had done, I was like, I didn't see this last time. I'd only seen a limited number of side effects of introducing that sphere into the environment. And all I'm doing is creating a primitive right there. I'm just creating a game object, instantiate on it. My experience at this point, it's better to just shut this down. It says it's syncing, but I'm going to shut it down and then restart it. That's what I'll do. And I'm hitting that shutdown button here. Nothing happening there. I wonder if the flashing is related to me running TaleSpire locally on this machine at the same time that I'm streaming.
Interesting.
So we've never seen that before today. All right, I'm going to end the task. There it goes. Okay. So attaching a 20-foot sphere. I think we can actually do this. We can attach a 20-foot sphere to the flashlight. That's what I think we can do. Let's see if we can do that. So let's go back in. Let's do that in our on event handler. So over here, when we turn the flashlight on,
Exactly.
then I'm going to go in as good.
Okay, so you're going to add a 20-foot sphere. Are you believing we can insert this into the world, or are we going to insert it into the world attached to something that is maybe moving itself?
I'm going to stick it in the flashlight. So when the flashlight's destroyed, it'll be destroyed as well. That's what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure the flashlight, if we drill into it, we're going to ultimately get to... Oh, okay, so we get to monitor behavior. All right. So what we need to do is we need to get its game object, which I think is a property on it. There you go. Game object right there.
Cool.
Then, how do I instantiate so it's parented by it? I don't remember how to do this. Let's go look this up. So we're going to say, going to do a search here for Unity. Unity, game object, instantiate, parent maybe? Something like that, C#.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll be the one. So you set the parent of the new item equal to your game object. Flashlight game object.
Yeah, it's in the transform. Okay, good, cool. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, somewhere in here I've got the boom method. Let's go find boom. There's my call to create primitive.
Mm-hmm.
I think I only need this because its position is relative to the parent's transform position. So we're going to say this dot game object dot transform dot, whoops, did it wrong. Sphere dot transform dot position dot parent equals flashlight dot game object. And I think that's all the magic I need to do. Guess it is absolutely not. Oh, dot transform.
Now, that has us create it and parent it. Does Unity naturally kill or wipe out child items that are parented when they are killed?
That's how I design it. It better. In other
Okay.
words, yes, it better. So if they don't, they're going to be hearing from me. I'm going to give them some what for here.
I mean, arguably, it becomes an unreferenced object afterwards, so garbage collection could come clean it up at some stage.
Yeah. Wait, what's going on over here in the chat room here? This is supposed to be Guys Night, Merc. You know, deliver. Would you put your claim in writing? He promises Guys Night because Karen's not around. Yeah, it's patriarchy is back, kids. The patriarchy is back. We're gonna take control during this week of this house. We're making all decisions.
Yeah.
I will 100% refund you 100% of the monies you paid to me. That's a grand total of 0. Okay.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know. Were you saying something, Roy? That means explosions, right? Right? Oh, you're right. Explosions. I don't know. All my explosion stuff. I opened it up. It was all essentially destroyed by just. I would imagine the salt in the air here in Costa Rica.
Moisture can probably wreak havoc with that.
It corrodes. Yeah, moisture maybe. But it was chemically changed when I opened it up, and I was like disheartened. So
We were discussing whether things would destroy themselves, and we think, yeah, sure.
Let's build it. I think it's gonna do it. Oh, we're not setting the. Hold on, we're not setting the scale. So for a 20-foot sphere, it's I think
Right.
20 actually. That's going to be the radius across. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to set the local scale to 20.
That's going to be a pretty big sphere on the because we saw the 10 one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. You're right. All right, fine. Let's make it 555. We're going to do 555, and we're going to just measure it across to see what it looks like, see if it matches what we're expecting.
Okay.
And I think when we turn off the flashlight, it'll go away. That's what my thoughts are. So let's build it. Get ready to start up TaleSpire. Build succeeded. Starting up. Here it comes. I hate this arrangement of buttons where I have to click down, click up, and then back down again. I'm like, oh. I want to tell them that, but it's not easy or fast to do that. Okay. All right, let's click the flashlight on button. Oh, that's a good sign.
Oh, look at that.
Now let's, whoops. I keep wanting to escape to get rid of it. That's awesome. I love that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really good. We get the right asset on that, and it'll be even better. Let's turn it off, and does it go away?
Success. Total success in all the ways.
And nobody gets a what for from me. Nobody gets a call. Okay, so that's really good. I wanted to come in and I want to measure this. So we think that should be 5 across, right? So that means we're looking for a radius of 2.5 here. Is that right? 5. This is way different.
That is not the same, is it?
Okay, so here's what we need to do. Is there scaling? Is there scaling somewhere? They tricked me. They gotta. Is there something in the client that does the tile scale? All right, let's go back to. Let's go hit our button again.
See, I want to say that it wasn't even 5 tiles, was it? We got 5, 5, 5, and I want to say that's at most 3 tiles across.
Let's look at it. See what happens to just. It doesn't even.
2.5.
Wait, is it 2.5? Maybe that is going to help us. Hold on a second. You
So
said
someone
5.
somewhere's confused diameter and radius?
Well,
No, that still
it's
doesn't
not
account for
2.5. Those are those look like big tiles, but they're actually 4. Each of those is 4 small ones. So it's actually 1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4.
So it's 5
5
tiles.
tiles across. So it's in tiles, which goes to feet. So we need to.
Is that not a tile with a design that quarters it?
Yeah, but it's actually a 2x2 tile.
Oh, I see.
So you can actually see if you look right here.
So if you like, it's a brick that is 2x2 tiles.
yes,
if you like.
exactly.
Okay, and that's fine then. This is a 5x5 tile,
Right. It's in tile
which
space.
is kind of what we asked for,
Yeah.
or could be argued.
Oh, you know what's cool? I just realized if I hit the key to toggle my flashlight, I should lose the sphere. Nice. And then I turn it back and I can get it. Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 actual tiles. So that's great to know. So what we need to do is a conversion from feet to tiles in terms of scale.
Yes.
Right here. I have 2 pieces of music playing. Where are they coming from? Let's turn off Code Rush for a second. It was coming from the drone game, but the drone game was not seemingly responding to the button. Okay, so to convert this to, so if we need so now we know that basically Unity units 1 is equal to 1 tile, which is equal to 5 feet. That's what we know, because the D&D rules, 5 feet is equal to 1 tile. Okay? You with me, Rory?
I am indeed,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we're doing there is we're creating something that's actually 25 feet. So if we want 20 feet, it looks like the answer is 4 across for each of these. That's what I feel like is a 20-foot piece. Next, I don't know if we're going to be smart enough to do this or not. I'm not sure about this, but I need to get an asset for the material. I want to be able to use the this material right here. This steel material. That's kind of what I want to do. This is, yeah, it's kind of remarkable. In other words, if I'm looking through the sphere, look at how it makes it transparent, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at the inside, it's like it's a different.
It's not even the exterior of the sphere. See, the simple way to do this would be to argue, okay, if you're looking at the portion of the material that is just covering the floor, okay, you would change it. But even at the edges, there's a degree of the natural effect still.
Yeah.
So it's like it's being masked out in some way.
Yeah, I almost think this is not a material. I almost think it's something more. But I was thinking, well, what if I could find that? I'm going to maybe, instead of trying to find that, I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to say, let's set its transparency. How can I do that? Would it be sphere dot? I'm sure it won't be as simple as transparency or opacity, right? It's got to be like a get component material like that. And will it have its own material already made and attached to it? That's a question I don't know the answer to. But if it is, we might be able to then go in and make changes to it. Let's just do this.
You can do a get component renderer, and then that's got a material, and you can set it.
Okay. Material dot color equals.
The example I saw just assigns a matte red to the material, but I presume you could just change it. Yeah.
So let's try that. Material dot color is equal to nothing until it wants to give me something from renderer. What? What's color? From ARGB, I'll take it. We'll pass in like 20, and red is going to be 0, blue is going to be 88, maybe 170 actually. Sorry, that was I want green to be 0 as well, and then I want blue to be that. All right, let's see how that works. Color, what's going on? Is this the wrong one? I don't want system drawing. Unity engine. Do we not have it? I think I just got tricked into writing some code that... Okay. There's no from. Okay, wait. What about new color? Give it to me there. There it is. RGB alpha. So it's going to be 0, 0, 170. They're floats. What do you want to bet there? They go from 0 to 1.
You can apparently just change the color .a value.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a float.
So
potentially.
I just noticed they're taking floats in. So my theory on this Unity engine color constructor is that it's going to take a number from 0 to 1. Why would they do floats?
So I'm looking at an example that does, it starts with a color of color.white,
yep.
and then apparently sets color.a to 0.42f.
No,
so that would tend to be...
Yeah, that's what they're doing with the alpha. I get that for sure, but I'm just betting that's the thing. I'm like almost so sure that's going to work. So sure that's likely to work. I'm going to quit TaleSpire, rebuild, and restart. And then maybe as a backup while it's starting up, we'll go double check it. Do a search out here. Just throw the words, whoops, what? No. I don't know what that just did. Okay, C#, throw that at it. Okay. How do we do over here? Could not copy. Maybe because we're still shutting down. Rebuild. Hold on, somebody's asking me a question. Okay, build worked that time. I didn't quite see what the end result. I bet it did. Build succeeded. Okay, then start up. TaleSpire again. Yeah, click down, click up, click back down again. I'm like, let's get at least 2 of these buttons together. All right, so let's see how that works. Are we going to get something that's blue? Ah, we are.
Yeah.
But it's not as translucent as I thought it was going to be. I think there's another setting on material that that determines its translucency.
So is that light? You've got a light from above when
Yep.
that was on. Obviously, that's your flashlight. But there's also a light from, I guess, the foreground here. Now, is that coming from a light source exterior, or is that shining from inside?
That's exterior.
Yeah.
Right there, that one. Yeah, that's the sun. If you look at the shadows of the items nearby, they match its position.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
As I
So they
move
do.
As soon as I move around, you can kind of see it bouncing up there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So that didn't work. Well, the blue certainly worked. The theory about, what do I send in here? Zero, is it zero, number 0 to 1? That's all real. But this did not. I think there's something else. Shoot, to support transparency. I just don't remember what it is. It's not seemingly found here. Unity. Create material or change material. Transparent. And C#. Well, we kind of did that. Use a material that supports translucency.
Okay.
We have to create our own material.
Hmm.
Hi.
Hey, look at that. It's Will Wright.
When you play something like this,
He created Sims.
Hey guys, Jimmy Vegas
cool.
here, and in this mini
I wonder if
Unity
Oliver be
tutorial,
on
I'm going to
Masterclass.
show you
Be like an
how
old
you
guy
can
like
change
Will
a
Wright.
material to become translucent or
I'm
see-through.
All right.
This tutorial is sponsored
This is
by
my masterclass.
and stay up to
Okay,
date
sponsored.
with all
Sponsored.
become
Let's
a
go.
sponsor. Now, on with the tutorial. Don't forget, click on subscribe button and click
I'm not
on
going to subscribe. Just tell me what I want to know.
So firstly, let's just create a quick material. Obviously, that material can be called anything at all. It doesn't really matter too much. If we apply that material to the game object, we can
Where
then
is it?
see...
There's an
all
option,
good
I think,
well,
over
we
in the
still can't see
materials.
through it. So, how do we do it? There's a couple of different ways, but the best way you could possibly do it is change the rendering mode right here.
Rendering mode.
So, by...
That's what I wanted. Okay. Let's see if we can find that. Uh-oh. Is it in renderer?
Just mode, maybe? Renderer.mode? No.
Maybe back. Let's go back to material again, because that's what we're really working on. Is there a mode? No. Nothing. Render queue? No. Is it the shader? Hold on. Is there a shader in here? I think this is going to block us for now.
Maybe so, yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do a different search. Create transparent primitive in code or script C#. Have a transparent renderer set. Would I add a transparent render? Would it just be, this is the question we're asking.
There's
Fuse
an
shader
awful
to
lot
your
of people
object.
asking this.
Yeah, I want to do it only in code. Oh, that's not good. Stack Overflow may help me.
See, that's what we've been doing
Yeah.
right there.
But it's not, it. Wait, is this guy going to help us out? No, that doesn't help me. Wait. Change alpha. Yeah, that would be kind of nice if that worked, but I don't think that's going to work either. I think it's going to simply just say, you know, I'm hoping that, like, well, would it change the material? Right? That's kind of, would it change it if I said something less than one?
I think he was making an extension method called change alpha.
Oh, is that what it was?
That was the method
oh,
above.
You're right. I didn't even see that. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
But he's at least, I mean, I can see why some people would say, okay, just change the alpha on the color. But sometimes, depending on how you've implemented your color, you have to actually replace the color. But we're setting a new color from the outset anyway, so we're kind of already doing that.
What if I did this? What if I did a search for transparent primitives? Well, I did do a search for transparent primitive. I've got a really good search here. This might help. This one. Is this your question? Wow, I have to reference an already existing transparent material. Use it as a base to clone and change its properties to do your needs. Wow. Okay. So now that we're getting into an area of, like, now the question is, how do I get to that existing? Wow.
That feels like a really weird answer, though, doesn't it?
It does, but at least it explains.
Can't do it.
Material runtime does not change visually. What you got in there for me? Got way more code than I wanted to read. Oh, holy cow. Where's your transparent material? There. Oh, but they've already, it's not in code. Again, they've set it up. Okay. So you're not helpful. You're not helpful. All right, so now the next, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Seeing more references to a rendering mode. In fact, I've got, let me send you the link here. This shows a specific option within Unity for changing the rendering mode, and it is by default opaque, so will not effectively listen to the alpha channel, which kind of makes sense because optimally you don't want to have to be checking that all the time. So the question then becomes, based on this, where do we think this can be modified? Oh, I didn't see the code. That might be more helpful.
They're talking about creating your own shader, I think, maybe changing the rendering mode using script. When you change the rendering mode, Unity applies a number of changes to the material. There's no single C# API to change the rendering mode of material, but you can make the same changes in your code. To see the changes that Unity makes when you change the rendering mode, download the source, open standard GUI, locate the area of the file that looks like this, observe the changes for each rendering mode.
Wow.
You can't just tell me what they are. I want to rate that a 1 star. You really want to do that to me? Standard shader GUI. Observe the changes for each radio. I don't understand this. Are we supposed to change the rendering mode and see what happens in the code? That doesn't make sense. I think they're just saying it's in this file. That's maybe what's going on. Let's see. Let's do a search. What are we looking for? Again, switch blend mode. There it is. Aha. That's all they, look, all they had to do was put this, right?
Okay.
All right, so we want to do transparent. That's what we're taking. Now let's see if we can do this. Material. Okay. Wow, we even throw it to a different render queue, doesn't
like a lot of things to do to turn on transparency.
Doesn't
but
it?
Sure. Okay, fine. If it works, we'll take it.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? You know, it's a good sign that everybody's cool, right? There's no, you know, squiggly underlines on there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get music in, but it did not come in. Try one more time. Nope, not coming in. Let's go. We might get a second set of, I'm going to kill this guy right here, and we'll restart that guy. All right, this build succeeded. Let's start up TaleSpire. Yeah. This worries me a little bit. Code like that.
Yeah.
That's like worse than stuff I normally write on this show. Oh wow, we lost our resolution. We'll get that resolution back up again. I do love that the resolution is the #1 thing they put up at the top of this thing. Ooh, look at that. 2560 by 1080. Sweet. That's a new resolution. They did not have that before. All right, let's close this down. And let's go back over here. Let's hit the F on button. No.
No. All that effort. That's really disappointing.
Yeah, and surprising too. I'm like, what? Did I not? Do I need to? I don't need to like reassign it in it, do I? Can it maybe not? I'm just wondering, is there a immutability to these or some code blocking? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I should be able to, in all the examples I've seen, should be able to do all of that.
Right. Well, unfortunately, Mark, my time has expired,
All right,
and
buddy.
I must take my leave. However, I will be back tomorrow,
We'll see you tomorrow.
and we can. I'll be able to catch up with the huge strides that you'll have made in the transparent spheres and all manner of other cunning stuff.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it
All
so
right.
much. Thanks for your help.
Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow. All right. Thanks, Roy, for that, for coming by. Yeah, I'm like, I'm a little bit like, that didn't work as well as I wanted to. Music's still not working. Got remote control of the party, though. I think music might work soon. Look at that. Coders is off on the side over here on this. Why are you on the wrong space? Let's get you over back right there. Okay. And now, wait, what over here? Oh my gosh. It wasn't. I see what was going on. Hold on, we got to go back to party 3. Just moving some stuff around here. Weather scenes are off. Something's moved around a little bit down here. There's the drone game. Now all of that looks right. Okay. Back over here. Do we have music now, kids? Oh, still no music. After resetting the drone game. All right, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter battle mode. Let's see if I can do that. Can I enter combat mode? Oh, we got perf issues over here now. All right, maybe we'll stop that, close that down. Restart that. I'm just going to restart a couple things in here. Lights are going down. Let's go stop the other pieces as well. Restart overlay manager. TaleSpire is still going. Let's close it down as well. Okay, rebuild all worked there. Lights coming back on. And the drone game. Restarting the drone game. Now we should get music to work. There we go. Goodness. Goodness gracious. All right, so we're having some trouble getting the material to be alpha. We followed the instructions for transparent, and the instructions failed us. Yeah, so this is not working. We're gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna throw a to-do at us right up here. I'll throw it here, to-do. Figure out transparency. Okay, back to our spec. Okay, the shortcut is activated. We need to start writing code to do this right here. Activate the flashlight and attach a 20-foot sphere to it. So we can kind of do this. The sphere is not transparent. We kind of do need to solve that problem, but I'm not sure how to solve that right now. Certainly with code, the example that we've seen does not seem to be help. Does not seem to help us. There's this method call out here called Standard shader GUI. I wonder if standard shader GUI is out there. I don't see it. Nope. Okay. All right, we're gonna work our way over to the main window here. And in here, there's something like a activate shortcut, I think. I think this is where we want to be, right in this space here. Ooh, I crashed it. I did it way too soon, I think. Or rebuild that and see if we can get that exception again. Yeah, so if I wait long enough, no exceptions, and I think it's just while I was loading, but definitely not able to make that thing transparent at all. Okay. All right, we'll hopefully figure that out. I'm sure that won't be, once we find it, it's probably simple line, like one line of code on there. Let's move next to over in shortcut, activate shortcut. This is, I think, about where we want to set our breakpoint. Let's unload this. I don't want it to compile right now. Let's run this. And it's just now occurring to me, I want to take some of these pieces and move them down here into TaleSpire core. I've got some pieces that I'm going to need to use and move them down there. So, cannot reload now. Let's see if I can get the... All right, activate shortcut. So we're at this point here. I think I've got in here an activate spell shortcut there. I kind of want to hang out in this space here. Interesting, but I don't actually hit the breakpoint yet. Does that mean it happens when I roll the dice or something? It's when I'm rolling the dice. Not exactly what I want, I think. Not the one I want to do.
38 fire damage.
All right, so let's go. Let's hide the scroll again. Let's do it again. I'm hitting the button for that spell. Set player properties based on shortcut. New shortcut activated. Where do I want to intercept this, I guess? Let's go kind of step through it and see what we can see. Player. Weapon and spell effects. Okay. Action result is player taking action. Set a breakpoint here. What do I have for targeting? Okay, yeah, nothing in there I'm finding necessarily right there. All right, so player taking action. I think I want a new method here is what I want in this space. Let me just double check. Who's calling player taking action? Only we are here. Okay. So player's taking the action. What I'm feeling is this. A method here that's going to be Something like this. So let's go here. Should get to that point. Good. So now I have a spell in here. And two properties we're interested in. One was called Target. Let's see. I don't have the latest version of this. I'm not sure if this is going to be useful or not to the devs. I want to just report an issue here. So devs, I'm looking at the new UI you guys built, and I'm just scrolling down here, and it stops at spell type. But there are more items after spell type that have the letter T on them, I'm pretty sure. Dot T, yeah. So there's a lot more options than what we're seeing in here. Maybe I'm not bringing those in either. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, so let's do this. At the very least, devs, so just so you understand that, spell has got, what does it have? It has properties afterwards. It's got range type. Oh, no, wait, spell type is the last one. All right, never mind. So that is not an issue. Okay. We are not, the problem is I'm not bringing those in through the DTO yet. All right, I want to give this some thought and think about this because, you know, working in this space is a little tricky. And you think sometimes you think things are going to work and they don't. And you're like, okay. So I want to give this some thought. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get a raid going. And we'll pass you off over to Kale Codes. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to switch focus, work on some other things. We'll come back to this, try to get this better shape tomorrow. Take care, everybody.